All right. My next guest up tonight, as I said, he's hailing from Brooklyn. He's a drummer, he's a writer, he's a producer. He's here to talk about his new book, Started with a Dream. Let's give an upplay. Welcome for my good friend, Joey Cassata.
Got it right.
Joey.
What's up, brother?
Nothing, man. When I was on the line for brains, they gave me trains. So.
What's the bell for? What is this when you get a name right?
This is when I robbed this from the bakery years ago when I had to wait. Bread, please. So what's going on, brother?
What's up with you? How are you, sir?
Hailing from Brooklyn, right?
Of course.
And you never moved away?
I'm in New Jersey now.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Brooklyn my whole life. Had some kids. Had to get out of there. Went to Jersey.
My brother did the same thing. You know, he took the kids to Jersey.
He was always the smarter of the two.
Yeah, he was. Well, I was the cooler one. He was the smarter one. He has a pension.
He's definitely smarter.
So now listen, for people who don't know you, why don't you give everybody a little bit of a family background before we start getting into everything else and the meats and the potatoes of what you do?
So I'm a musician at heart. Started playing drums when I was 5 years old. Went to see Kiss. Changed my life. I saw them at Madison Square Garden. I was 5 years old. I saw Peter Criss go up on that drum set.
Oh, so what did you see, the Dynasty Tour?
Dynasty Tour.
Okay.
Saw them in makeup. Changed my life. Went home that Christmas. Asked for a drum set. Had to have it. Started playing drums ever since. Toured. Met these guys from Brooklyn, Paulie and David Z. We formed a band called ZO2, as you know.
The best.
And weirdly enough, we were actually a kids band during the day.
And that's true?
True life.
We'll get into that with the next thing.
We were a kids band during the day and a rock band at night. And that's kind of how we paid the bills. And we got a tour with Kiss. We toured with Kiss the whole country, 50 dates with Kiss.
Now, what year was that? 2004?
2004, yep.
Okay.
And literally to pay for the tour, we would do kids' birthday parties, kids' bar mitzvahs, anything we could do to pay the bills. And it just turned out one of these kids' birthday parties we were playing at, there was an agent from a big agency called William Morris. And he was like, you guys don't look like the Wiggles. What is this? I mean, you guys look like rock and rollers. What's the story? We were like, well, we actually are. We're actually playing Times Square tonight. You should come and check us out. Never thinking anything of it. We just wanted another body in the audience. We didn't care.
Yeah.
So the guy came, and he loved every second of what he saw. He's like, this is crazy. This is like a Superman, Clark Kent type thing. You know, I just saw you play my son's birthday party earlier today. And now I'm seeing you guys, groupies, going crazy for you guys playing rock and roll. We got to do something. And, us being naive musicians, we just said, okay, let's, put us on tour with somebody. We'll take it. He's like, well, I don't really do that. I'm actually in the TV division. So we said, okay, let's do a TV show.
So this TV was before the tour with Kiss?
This was right after.
Because I thought it was after that.
This was right after.
Yeah.
So we basically said to him, let's do a TV show. He's like, well, what do you have in mind? We're like, well, let's capture what we do. Rock band at night, kids band during the day. He said, write up a little treatment, and we'll see what we can do. A couple weeks later, we'll fast forward all the TV timelines here, but we wrote up a little treatment, shopped this show around to networks. We had bites from everyone. Everyone was bidding on us, Comedy Central. We wind up settling with IFC, the Independent Film Channel. They loved us. We became their highest-rated TV show in their history.
That's awesome.
And we did a couple seasons with them, and it was an insane time.
And that was a fun show. I watched the whole 2 seasons. You had a lot of great guests in there. Dee Schneiderman, Marky Ramone, Guilford Godfrey,
Joan Rivers was one of the reoccurring stars. John Popper, so many comedians, local comedians. It was filmed like Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's on HBO. It was semi-scripted. So we would get our script every day, and it would say, okay, you guys are in a bakery today, and blah, 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 you're doing this. But then all the dialogue was ours.
Was a lot of stuff like true life stuff? Like, I used to love, like, when you did the kid parties, and then, like, David would be, like, in the back room, like, I'd say it nicely, doing his thing with one of the mothers,
Yes, all that was based on real life. That stuff would really happen. So a lot of this, the first episode, the pilot episode, was about how we played this kid's birthday party, and the 2 other guys in my band wind up sleeping with 2 of the moms. And later that night, they're actually at the show watching us. And it's just like how our 2 worlds collided. And that actually really happened in real life.
That's awesome. Me and you, we met, and I don't know if you remember, we met through the KISS conventions and the KISS expos.
Sure.
Because when I was with NYB, you had ZO2. When you did the KISS, I was proud of you, and that was a great thing. I mean, that must have been tremendous doing that, right?
I mean, KISS was our idols growing up.
All of us. That's why I plan on playing the drums.
Fast forward with my new book that just came out, it's basically the stories behind everything I just said. It's the stories of growing up a major Kiss fan, a rock and roll fan.
And your mother was your biggest supporter.
Biggest supporter, always supported me to play and not cut my hair. I went to Catholic grammar school, and my evil nun principal would, scream at me every day to cut my hair. You look like a girl. What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
And my mother would, you go tell that nun that Jesus had long hair. You can have long hair. And sure enough, I did. It cost me 2 weeks in suspension.
My father took me when I was 5 years old. I saw Kiss Love Gun tour, and then after that, I just got that was it. I mean, it changed my life.
You see that live, you're hooked for life. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
It just became a passion of mine. And the book just travels through my life and tells those stories, tells how we got the TV show, obviously in much more depth than I just told you.
Yeah.
Tells all the funny stories, all the guest stars, all the stuff that went on behind the scenes, how we wind up losing the TV show.
Yeah.
After the TV show, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. Was I going to play drums again, do this? So, I wind up playing on Broadway for years. I did some Broadway stuff. And I wanted to do more acting. And I started to try to get into more acting, and it's just so hard to break in. Even though I literally had a hit TV show. We were on award shows, giving out awards with Cameron Diaz and Brad Pitt standing next to us, but we still couldn't get gigs as actors.
It's a hard gig, man.
So, I took it upon myself, almost like how Sylvester Stallone did with Rocky. He couldn't get jobs, so he wrote Rocky and pitched it to networks and tried to find the exact thing that he wouldn't take a deal unless he was starring in it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I did. So I came up with this show kind of based on my old show. It's a character I played in that show. It's called Wrestling with Joey Cassata.
Yes.
And it's all about me as a wannabe wrestler who never made it. And I have all the guest stars from the 80s on board. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, all these guys appear to me in my imagination on the show. And they're figments of my imagination, and it's how they always are constantly giving me bad advice and putting me in these really awkward situations. It's a comedy. It's so much fun. It's going to be a great time.
Well, you know what? I got a clip. Everybody want to see a clip of Joey Licious? Yeah? All right, Kenny, let's roll it, buddy.
Rowdy Roddy Piper?
What?
Really? You have a giant poster of my sworn enemy? And a little tiny itty-bitty one of me?
I sleep with Mini Roddy every night.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Then switch to soy or almond milk.
Almond milk? How do you make milk from almonds?
Well, it's a very delicate process. As you know, Joey, almonds have no nipples.
But no matter what stands in my way, I'm gonna make my dreams come true.
Did you get your ass kicked again?
Yeah, Ma.
You paid $50 an hour.
I wrestle 1 hour a week, you idiot.
Woo! Next, what are you gonna do?
Or die trying.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
I guess you're all out of bubble gum?
Look out, world. Here comes Joey Licious.
You're not swinging al fresco under there, are you?
I love it, man. Good luck with that. Let me ask you a question with the Kiss things. We got just a couple more minutes. Some of the stories that you were playing wiffle ball with Gene and Paul, and you were kicking their ass, and they were getting mad.
I'm a huge wiffle ball fan. Growing up in Brooklyn,
Yeah, of course.
that's all we did was play wiffle ball. So out on the road, we toured with Kiss during the summer. So of course, I brought a ball and bat, and I would just play in the parking lot. Pitch to the other guys in the band or some crew and stuff. And one day, Paul Stanley was standing there watching us from Kiss, and I was like, "Hey, Paul, come on over. You want to play?" And he was like, okay, I'd love to play."
Yeah.
Got Paul to play, got Gene Simmons to play. I have some video of that on my Instagram account and stuff. We literally played Kiss in wiffle ball.
Yeah, that must have been awesome.
We won, by the way.
And then Brett Michaels, too. He was pissed, right?
Yeah, Brett's like a big athlete, so he would always be tossing the softball around and stuff backstage. He's like, "Oh," because I would pitch to the guys in Kiss, and I would strike them out. These guys couldn't hit. So Brett was like, "I can hit you. Let me get in that bat." 3 pitches later, he's done.
That's funny, man. Now, everyone, I don't know if you know what a Kiss concert, Gene Simmons flies up all the way like 75 feet in the air on top of a throne. You actually got to go on that thing?
Yeah.
That's sick, but I mean, how did you get away with that with their insurance and with them finding out? Did they find out after?
No, I didn't just walk up to it and go up.
No, I know. The roadies had to get you up there.
Right. Yeah, again, we hung out, we made friends. We literally were on tour with them for months, so the crew became so close with us. One day they were just testing out the rig, and they're like, hey, you guys want to try it? I was like, yes, I want to try it. Of course I want to try it. I was scared.
You must have been scared shit.
Scared shitless.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of heights. And this thing, the first thing they told us, they said, don't grab the harness when it pulls you up.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to look like Gene is flying.
Yeah.
So it literally
goes like,
jerks you up.
Yeah.
So first thing I did, little poop came out, grabbed the wires, whoop, flew right up. The guy's like, no, because you can burn your hands on the wires.
Oh, really? Oh, so it goes like that. Yeah.
So, but it was insane. And then even like Paul Stanley had this thing, he would fly out over the audience.
Yeah, all the way to the thing.
And one of the guys in my band flew out over the
Paulie,
audience.
right? Or no?
Dave.
Dave, did he?
And they left him there.
Oh, yeah?
As a joke. They left him, and they said, all right, we'll see you later,
And
buddy.
was like 25 feet in the air, 30 feet in the air?
It was high, hovering above the audience, and he was screaming, let me down. It was great time.
Listen, you can't trade those memories in for nothing.
Never.
Where can people find you on social media? Bada bing, bada boom.
At Joey Cassata, all my social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can go to Joey Cassata. You'll see all the clips that we were talking about. I have some Joey-licious stuff up there. I have some Z-Rock stuff up there.
Yeah.
You can go to my YouTube page called Sata Entertainment, Satta. Has all the seasons of Z-Rock up there to watch. Just everything that I'm doing, you'll find on my social media.
Joey, listen, it's always a pleasure. I love you, buddy.
I love you, brother.
How you doing? You too.